Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today's guest is Dan Mages, and he's co-founder and client relations over at The Heavens ATX. Dan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Adam, for having me.
All right, Dan. So I'm excited about this. For everybody that's listening to this, so I met Dan, I think it was this week or maybe no, last week. I don't know, but last week. So I was over covering the Newport Investor Conference and the Global Capital Network. So Josh Baugh and Brad Turner over there did a great job. A lot of people there, and it was fun. And I see Dan, and he has this sign, and he has. I'm gonna stop there. And Dan, tell us about how the event was for you, the sign, and just your overall impression, and then we'll get further in this. But I got to set the table there.
Yeah, so I was just wanting to be loud and proud of, the build that we're doing in Austin. And so I handmade a sign that says, talk to me about owning the sexiest spiritual resort in Texas, which is a bit of an eye grabber, and you kind of look at everyone looking at you and, coming up and say, what is this, spiritual sexy resort all about? I want to hear it. And it leads to great conversations. It's kind of a nice opener. And yeah, I was there at the event, and I think I was there when it opened, and I think the last man standing, just talking to anyone and everyone. And I know that, Adam, you and I connected towards the end of the event. You were, I think, pretty much, we closed down that event, man.
Packing up. We were packing up. I was like, hey, if I'm out, I'm out. That's the way I look at it. You got me out of the studio, I'm out. So I kind of tend to stay to the end of most things I go to. So yeah, we were definitely last man standing over there. We'll get into the Heavens ATX. We'll definitely get into your concept, the eco-luxurious boutique hotel and wellness resort in Austin, Texas. But before we get further into that, I'm just curious about you as a person. So, Dan, were you in hospitality before launching this, or how'd you come up with the concept?
I do feel like my whole life has been hospitality on one level or another, but just because I'm a hospitable human. I like making people feel comfortable and enjoying, we're on this earth together, and why not enjoy our time, So I'm all about getting out there in nature, hikes, wellness, health, conversations, connection, empathy, love, that I'm really about, while marveling at this experience that we have, this opportunity to live and be alive together and enjoying our time, having fun, creativity. I'm a big believer that, by nature, we're playful. I think kids, when you see them, what are they doing? They're playing. And I feel like that should never end. I feel like we do a really disservice to children by stuffing them into a school and telling them to not talk and not, just take notes and listen to their teacher, and you sit down and the teacher's standing. I think the authority structures. I'm really about human connection and seeing that we're all equals on this planet, and we just want to treat each other with respect and dignity and have fun. And I don't think the fun should ever end. And I'm all about that. And so this resort, in some sense, is a reflection of all that. What would I want to do? And I don't want to jump into too much, but, eating organic, healthy food that we grew on site. I think that's really getting at something that's really basic to who we are as humans. We eat, right? We're balls of energy, and we need energy to continue going. And so a lot of times in our culture, in our society, the food makes us bloated and overweight, and it's processed. And so we really wanted to get back to the basics, and we're growing our own food. We have 7 or 8 gardens producing organic produce, and so we're going to be serving food on site. We have a farm to table restaurant, and I think that's getting back to the basics. And then also, we're building a 200,000 gallon recreational pool, and this is the largest resort pool in Austin. And this goes back to my it's absolutely fabulous. It has a 12-foot waterfall. It's beach entry. We're doing 12 cabanas that circle it, and it's aquaponics. It's all natural. So basically, there's no chlorine. The water's going to be fresh and pure, and clear. You're going to be able to see through it, but it's going to be naturally filtrated through algae and plants. And so we're really proud of that. And it's going to be super spectacular because you'll be able to sit there with a mint julep from mint that we grew on site, or a watermelon cooler, and just have organic food and drinks with a 12-foot waterfall in nature. So if you're unfamiliar with this area, I know we're 20 minutes from downtown Austin, we're 10 minutes from the airport, but if you were to have an aerial view, it would look like Bali or Tulum. It's just
Hmm.
trees. It's almost a jungle, and we're literally just 20 minutes from downtown. So it's an ideal place to get away. Yeah.
And so before this project, like, were you always an entrepreneur, or like in real estate, or like how did that
On
piece take place?
on some level, I guess I'm always reinventing myself, but I come from
Mm.
education. I've been teaching philosophy and religion at the community college level for about 15
Wow.
years. So it's really just the human connecting with students, talking
Yeah.
about,
So when you say this
yeah,
is like an expression of yourself and your
yep,
project, and just like who you are
yep,
and how you want to bring together, like, I doubt, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like when you first started in that realm, you probably might not have been thinking hospitality. You just had this idea of maybe a community or something else, and then it's
yeah,
kind of evolved over the last 15 years.
you're
Am I
right.
am I reading too far into this, or am I
No,
off, or
I
like
think
like
I think you're right. I think in the
because I
beginning,
can see
because
it germinating, having met you in person and having, like, now that you give
yeah,
me some of this piece of the story, like, wow, it's amazing. Go ahead though. Like,
yeah. I mean, I could
I
tell
don't
you a
want to
little bit
reach.
about the story because I don't want to take full credit here. My partner, Roland Barrera,
Mm,
this was really his dream child. So he's my
wow.
business partner. He owns a restaurant here in Costa Mesa, California called West End. And West
Mm,
End was my favorite restaurant to attend, not only because he pays really close attention to the ingredients in the food. It's all organic. The even the alcohol, he won't bring in beers that are made in America because we have glyphosate, which is like the Roundup product that they put into the wheat. So he wants really
mm,
clean drinks. And so in Europe they've banned a lot of the Roundup and the pesticides that they put in the wheat. And so the ingredients there are amazing. And then he would create an ambiance at night with candles and low lighting and bring in a DJ, and it was kind of like a lounge. It's a place where you can connect with people, talk, have great conversations. The music isn't so loud where you can't hear each other. So it's just a
mm,
really nice place to grab dinner and a drink with a friend. And so I was there quite often. And there was a whole situation where basically, COVID shut down. His restaurant got shut down during COVID. Him and I became really close friends because I was there all the time, and he also saw the type of life that I was leading, which was let's
mm.
go on a hike, let's jump off of a waterfall, let's
Yeah.
kayak down the Colorado River. And he really was like, that's what I want to be doing. And so we started connecting deeply on just having fun in the world. And with the restaurant closed down, he had kind of been tossing ideas back and forth with his other business partner, with his cousin who owns the 20 acres that we're building on. And they were kind of looking at alternative dome structures, something to build something extraordinary and different and beautiful, and a kind of a community, if you will. And that kind of snowballed and has developed over time, going from like a small kind of, we were going to Airbnb some domes, and now we're looking to build the whole resort. It has
Mm,
snowballed over time. And yeah, it's like, now we're building some place where we want to hang out, with the good food, with the 200,000-gallon recreational pool, and then also the domes, which I haven't really touched on yet. We're going to be the first eco luxury resort in the United States building with aircrete. The building material we're using, it's absolutely phenomenal if you get to see it. It's
mm,
really gorgeous. It's like kind of like it's a neo-Gothic Spanish inspired villa that we're building, and the material is really unique and very lightweight. So it looks like a heavy concrete block. And we basically take Portland cement and mix it with seventh generation dish soap, and we whip it up, and it kind of becomes like a whipped cream type substance that we pour into forms, and then we create these blocks that we can build with. So it looks like a giant heavy concrete block, but it's really light as a feather. And it's really an
mm.
incredible substance to be building with. It's really easy to cut, so we can build the dome, and then we can cut out our windows and our doors. And yeah, it's really special. All the wood that we're using for the windows, for the doors, for the sinks, for the kitchenettes, they're all from the cedar wood that we cleared to build the dome. So we're
Mm.
repurposing and reusing all the wood. We have water catch systems on all the carports. We're reusing water. We have solar panels on top of the carports, so each villa is independently powered off grid. And yeah, we have the aquaponics and the organic food. So we're really creating a beautiful sanctuary, a place where people can connect as friends and become family over time.
Wow, that's quite a vision, and I see it, and I will see it one day. I already told you I've never been to Austin. I mean, that's on my list of places to go, and you're giving me an excuse here. So talk to me about like how far along you are in the project, like where it's at right now.
So we've raised $1 million thus far. So we've got that pool over halfway built. You know, it's built out of limestone from a local quarry. It's huge and big, and we have a 13,000-pound capstone on top
Mm.
where the water is going to be coming off of. We've done some renovations to the 3,200 square foot ranch house that we're converting into a restaurant. We have 8 gardens, and we have 4 domes so far. And so the structures are completed. We're starting to furnish and paint interior. So we've really gotten some momentum. And yeah, so we're about 1 year from being completed, you know, so we
Mm.
need some more investors to come in and help us finish this thing, and it's going to be, you know, just a dream come true.
Wow, that's interesting. So I'm thinking about like that market overall for Austin. I don't want to assume, I mean, obviously this is a nation and global show, so I don't want to assume that everybody listening, knows about Austin or about this area. So
Man.
maybe just talk about the geography as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, so we're in the Wild West, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
we're in Central Texas. You kind of think Texas and you think dry, you think desert, you know, you kind of have this
Mm.
view where it's all flat, but Austin actually has a lot of hills. It's very green, you know, it's lush. There's a river that runs through it, you know. They can have there's a bunch of lakes. There's Lake Austin. And technically we're in Cedar Creek, so it's a neighboring city, which is kind of beautiful because we're building in the Wild West. This is where Elon Musk moved. This is why he moved the Boring
Mm.
Company and SpaceX. He moved in this area because there's no restrictions on anything. So we can basically build, you know, scot free without the kind of red tape, you know, that you would find in Travis County. So, but the thing is, we're like right on the border. So we call it east of Austin because literally across the street is Travis
Mm.
County, and we're in Cedar Creek, which is Bastrop County. So you cross county lines by crossing the street that we're on. So we're really on the edge of Austin. So it's 20 minutes from downtown, but it is just where we are. It's ranch land. There's this. If
Mm.
you were to see an aerial of our property, it's just like just us, you know. And there's like ranches are really spread out. So each ranch has a lot of land, so it's
Wow.
really beautiful to develop on this land, you know, but and then yet you can go, you know, down the highway and get to Austin and really like 10-15 minutes. You're in downtown in 20 minutes. So the location is really fantastic. And if you're not familiar with Austin, it's just the place is filled with beautiful architecture. It has a lot of soul. The music, the art, the architecture, the big foodie scene in Austin, comedy.
Mm.
You know, it's really a vibrant town. They say it's the music capital of the world, which we have really big plans. Like beyond the
Yeah.
heavens proper, we plan to develop a 50-unit hotel on the frontage. So if we were using the 12 domes that we're creating, which is the heavens, you know, if that was going to be like the wedding party staying in the
Mhm.
domes, you know, we're going to have a 50-unit giant dome for all your wedding guests. Or if there was like a music
Mm.
festival, we're planning to also build a Greco-Roman style amphitheater, kind of Hollywood Bowl style, you know, built
Yeah.
into the landscape. So have like an entertainment venue. So we really have some fantastic development plans with the land that we're building on, and so we're really excited. And yeah, it's an amazing landscape, and we're really excited because you know, you want to spend a day at a pool, you know, on a rooftop in Austin, which is nice. There's a pool
Mm.
shortage in Austin, so this pool is going to be in nature and served by the farm to table restaurant. It's going to be super unique and super differentiate itself from anything that most people have ever experienced.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing to me, and I'm thinking about that pool, thinking about everything else, and then so now, as you mentioned, I mean, go a little bit further, maybe into the Ray side of things, and obviously we'll only go so far here, but at the end of this interview, I'm going to give you the opportunity to leave, contact information, website, things like that, so people can follow up.
Awesome.
But I mean, share a little bit more about the Rays and what you're looking to accomplish with it.
Yes, we're going to raise 2.9 million to finish. 2.2 would finish the construction side of things. We're
Mhm.
selling shares for $75,000 a share. And we also have a land opportunity. So if someone wanted to own the 20 acres with us, we're offering a quarter of that 20 acres, you know, basically a quarter ownership of the full 20 for $6.25 million.
Mm, mm. And what kind of investors are you looking for on this thing? Like
I
in
mean, someone
general,
that
like
catches the vision like us,
yeah,
we want to feel good. It's a family. It's small, right
yeah.
now we have about 13 investors, so it's a small family. We're looking for someone that drives with us as human beings and someone that
Mm,
sees the vision and someone that's excited. We just can't wait to finish this thing, and
yeah.
and it's just going to bring so many opportunities on, once we finish this, and we really are excited. So it's a matter of just feeling jiving with someone, and someone that brings, if there's all of us have something to bring to the table, right? Something unique that's different about us, and so it's really nice to meet someone that might have skills that are different than yours, or even if
Mm.
they are similar to yours, and enhance that particular thing. So really, it's just about connecting with someone, and sharing that vision together.
Amazing. Well, Dan, it's been great having you on the show today, learning more about the Heavens ATX and the work you're doing there, and can't wait to see it. That being said, for those that are listening, whether they want to, stay, follow the journey, get the updates, and also, maybe if somebody's thinking about investing, I mean, what's the best way for people to connect and to follow up?
Yeah, I would say, they can go to our website, which is theheavensatx.com. Our Instagram is handle heavensatx. They can reach out to me directly at theheavensatx@gmail. So any of those ways will work.
Fantastic. And we'll put the website and all that good stuff in the show notes for everybody that's listening, so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't hit that subscribe button, hey, now this is your personal invite. Hit that subscribe button. This is a daily show. We got all kinds of more content coming up for you, and we don't want you to miss anything. And if you haven't left us a review, take care of that review too, especially if you're a long-term listener. Hey, we sure do appreciate that. And Dan, again, looking forward to continue to watch this project develop. Thank you so much, and wish you more continued success. Thanks again.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Adam.